Morning. So it is Monday morning and we are in Headlands?
Headland, Hartlepool.
In Hartlepool, visiting ministers. This is Lynn Green, General Secretary of the Baptist Union. Do you want to let people know what you do, Lynn?
I'm General Secretary of the Baptist Union and I'm losing my voice, so that's not very good on a vlog, is it? But there we go. My role is to encourage churches, and I'm coming to listen to churches and encourage this morning. I'm really looking forward to it.
That's brilliant. So I'll put a link in the description below to the Baptist Together website and stuff where you can find out more information. So we are meeting with churches here. Lynn had a real vision and a kind of prayer for this area. So we're going to explore that this morning with the ministers, which is really exciting. So yeah, come along for the journey.
Yeah, see you later.
Morning. So it is Tuesday. So yesterday was a full packed day, meeting ministers, particularly from Hartlepool. There's been a real heart, and Lynn had a vision of all the leaders together, and Jesus right in the centre of them. And there's something really remarkable about the Hartlepool leaders, Baptist and ecumenical partners, that are coming together to serve God, but they're motivating that, they're pinpointing that right at the heart of prayer first and foremost, and out of prayer are doing amazing things. Fiona is a minister in training. She's currently training at Cranmer Hall through Northern Baptist College, and is doing an amazing work of serving God. They've just revamped their baptistry and so forth. So that was the morning. We then met with some of the ministers from across the association, and the heart was actually what are we learning in this time? What are we perceiving? What are we feeling? What do we think God is saying? So that was a really fruitful time of reflection together. Lynn then had lunch with myself and Paul. Paul's the other regional minister, he's the mission enabler. So we had lunch together, and then we went and met with the ministers in training, the newly accredited ministers, those that have come out of kind of training in the past 3 years, and are pioneers. So that's people who are working in different contexts. And Roy Searle, who's one of the Baptist Together pioneer ambassadors, joined us in that. And they were just reflecting about what the desires of our heart were and what that would be. And so we did that. That was at Heaton Baptist Church. Thank you. Big shout out to Headlands at Hartlepool and Heaton Baptist Church for hosting us. Amazing hospitality of churches. Great to see the churches as well, as you will have seen. So that was really cool. And what is fascinating for me here in the Northern Baptist Association is many of our people that are training for ministry and those that have just trained for ministry have a real pioneering heart. They want to reach out to people on the margins, that don't easily fit into our established churches, that want to dream and create a new way of being church. And that was amazing, so encouraging, and so amazing to be in the midst of those guys. And so this morning we have a team breakfast. So our staff team is myself, the moderator Tony, Paul, who's the mission enabler, Elaine, admin, and Linda, who is the hub tutor at Cranmer Hall. So we're going to have breakfast with Linda, which will be great. No, we're not. We're going to have breakfast with Lynn. So it's knackering. So I actually worked out this was probably, apart from being away, this was probably the most intense day I've had meeting the ministers and stuff. So it was absolutely shattering and draining, which is why we didn't vlog last night. So that's today. I've now officially been to Newcastle and Hartlepool. It's like the furthest north I've been in the association. So I did joke that it was really close to Scotland. But yeah, no, it's great. So getting to see the churches, getting to see the people, and then today Paul and I are spending some extended time together just to go through the churches, and we will pray for them and discern way forward. So yeah, it'd be great. So it's been a great 2 days. Morning. It is Wednesday. It's early Wednesday morning. So sorry, didn't vlog yesterday. We had team breakfast with Lynn, and then I chatted to her, and then we had a kind of extended meeting with Paul and myself and Tony. Obviously couldn't film that, so we just like discerning about the churches and discussing together, which was really good. We've got an assembly coming up in a couple of weeks' time where we're looking at missional adventure and how we're going to do that, which is amazing. Today Lynn's voice was like really bad. She could hardly speak, so I didn't force her to vlog because that would have been mean. So today I am up. I am meeting Tony, who's the moderator of the Northern Baptist Association, because he's very kindly driving us to Swanwick. So I will be in Swanwick for the next 2 days for Baptist Union Council. This is where we discern some of our wider movement kind of areas and issues. It's with representation from all over the 13 associations, the specialist teams, and some co-opted people as well to represent our wider movement. So I'm just waiting for a taxi to take me to a random Costa coffee somewhere so I can meet Tony at 8:30 in the morning. So because of taxis and timing, I could only book a taxi for 7:30. It's not picking me up till 8:30. However, it's at Costa. Not my favourite. It's not Starbucks, but it's a place that does coffee. So hopefully I'll get there an hour early and I can do some emails and some work while having a coffee. So I'm excited to bring you along with me to Baptist Union Council. Whoop whoop. So, you can see how long it is to my room. Got there, key didn't work, so I had to walk all the way back, get a key, come all the way back, key works, just. Now I'm running late to the meeting. This is mental, isn't it? Not cut out for this. Too much effort. Actually, I could have got all this sorted in time if I hadn't been chatting to people. I just started chatting to everyone on the way, and that meant that I didn't get anything done. So now I'm off to the meeting, now that my key works. So yeah, more meeting, really good. I'll reflect later to let you know what we've been talking about. So, let's go. Morning, it's Thursday. Wow. Last night was great, catching up with good friends. There's a massive spider on my ceiling. Last night was good, catching up with friends that I've not seen for a while in the flesh. So that was really good, really encouraging. Thursday today, we are checking out the Ignite report, which is brilliant. I'm a little bit discombobulated this morning because there's never enough charge points in a room, well, by your bed. So if you want to kind of watch TV while you're sleeping on your iPad plus charge your phone,
and charge your watch, can't do it. They have put USB points in along with the plug socket, obviously to help that problem. USBs are pointless for Apple users, aren't they? Who uses a USB charging point anymore? Anyway, first world problem, I'm very aware. So today is day 2 of Baptist Union Council in Swanwick. I need to change my battery on my on this camera, otherwise it's going to go. We are reflecting on the Ignite report and sharing stories, positive stories about what's happening across the Baptist movement during the pandemic. So let's go.
Hello, it is Saturday today. Sorry, you can't really vlog a lot at council because obviously the content of the meetings, it's not really appropriate. And then because of just the way things are, I was catching up with people and having conversations and stuff about the way things were. Council was really, really good. Then I drove home with Tony, so he obviously didn't feel comfortable with me filming him driving, which makes perfect sense. Really, really good. There were two sides to council. There's a side where you're dealing and discerning with what Christ is saying in terms of our wider Baptist family and looking at funding for training and all of those things. And then there's a side of being with people and getting to know each other, and that's really important, and that was just such a joy and a real privilege to be able to do that. It's great to connect with Carl and others that I've not seen for a while. It was just wonderful, so that was great. Friday I was in Zoom meetings all day, which again is boring content. So it is now Saturday. So this week I was at home, I was at Stockton. Lynn Green was there. We drove up to Newcastle, we drove up to Hartlepool, then Newcastle, then back home. Wednesday I drove to Swanwick in Derbyshire. Thursday I drove back home. And today I've driven from home in Stockton to kind of Frome, from just outside of Bath, because tomorrow I am preaching at a 200th church anniversary. Church anniversaries aren't really my thing to kind of preach at, but what it is it's the minister there, David, really doesn't want it to be a kind of reflection of the glory days, and although they're really, really important, like looking back, but actually using this as a way of how do we use our history to propel us into being relevant into the future. So I'm going to be exploring with them what loving God and loving others looks like in terms of building a bigger table, and what that could mean for them in their coming days. I'm then going to be staying on after the service and doing some work with the whole church, just thrashing out together what mission and ministry looks like kind of after post lockdown, in the midst of a pandemic still, and yeah, so that's going to be really exciting. I am shattered, so it's about a 6-hour drive. There was quite a bit of traffic on the road, so yeah, I am now here. I'm gonna grab some dinner, and then I'm gonna catch up on all the emails that I kind of just flagged. I ended up flagging either 61 emails that really need a response by Monday morning. So that is what I'm going to do this evening. Morning, it's Sunday. It's Sunday, and I've woken up in a Premier Inn, not sponsored, definitely not sponsored, outside of Bath, getting ready to preach at a church anniversary. This church has been in this area for 200 years. I find it really hard to say the area. I think it's Frome, one of those. The church is called Bathsheba, I think. I don't know. So I'm holding back saying it until someone else says it, and then I might be able to say it with confidence. The joys of being dyslexic. So I'm just outside of Bath, going to preach at church anniversary, then spend some time with the church looking at how we build a bigger table in the coming weeks. So let's go. Wow, so that was it. I preached at Bethesda Baptist Church in Trowbridge. So the place I stayed was from, and yeah, so that's really cool. We've just had church lunch. I'm staying on at the church this afternoon just to do a little bit with them, reflecting on what does it mean to build a bigger table in community life. What can we do together? Looking at church change. So the church is at the moment kind of looking back on 200 years of history and then looking forward of what that could be. So that was really cool. One big thing, I was going to do the children's talk. I did do the children's talk, and I'd got all my creative stuff ready, which I've left at home in my office, obviously hours and hours away. So this morning I was kind of like, what do I do? So quickly ruffled together a quick children's illustration. It was poor. I mean, it was, what can I rush? What can I get away with? All seemed to be going well, and then one of the ex-ministers was in the congregation. That ex-minister happened to be Bob Hartman, who writes loads of books on telling stories of the Bible, rewrote the Storytellers lines kind of book of the Bible, so really good on children's stories. And there was me, Bob Hartman, and I was winging a children's talk. He was very, very gracious. The children were very, very good. Dave was a good sport because I did it based on salty water, so basically I got Dave to drink loads of salty water, which was great. So that I've now learnt a lesson, just to be a bit more prepared, just to remember to double check everything. I am now home. It's like 10 to 9 at night. The vlog won't go out tonight. It'll go out on Monday. I'm sure that'll be fine. I had a great time at Bathsheba. Oh my life. It's a biblical name. I don't know why I can't pronounce it. Amazing church. Dave and the leadership are doing an amazing job. And they're at this pivotal moment of what do they do next. So it was a real privilege and an honour to share with them. It's been a whirlwind of a week. It's been an amazing week. It's interesting to see how God moves in very different areas. You know, sometimes you think, oh, my role is just this, but actually God is pulling out threads of his abundant grace and love, and how we're to challenge society and each other through all of what's gone on this week. But most of all, I'm heartened by the fact of whether it's Hartlepool, Newcastle, Swanwick, Trowbridge, just people hungry for God, people serving him. And I have the amazing privilege of sharing in that with them. So I'm just really humbled. Thank you, Baptist Together, because as Vice President I get to do all this cool stuff. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like this video. You can follow all that I'm up to on a kind of daily basis on my social media channels. They are now at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to never miss any of the high quality content, and don't forget, if you have some friends, you can also share the link as well. Anyway, you've been you, I've been me. It's been a privilege to take you on this journey. See you next week.